Well, here it is, day 3, and starting in on this old trail. The river's down off to my left, but we're going to work our way down this trail, and we got some higher ground over to the right. As we work our way further down, we'll probably split off and get up to the higher ground, because in this area here, well, as we learned in the other areas before, higher ground seems to produce some pretty cool stuff. The lower ground does too, but it's more challenging to come across cool stuff on the lower ground. So until we get off this beaten path, I mean, I'm seeing tracks right now. We got some deer tracks, possibly maybe some bear tracks. There's a lot of scuffling around here. But then you got human tracks, boot tracks. So I got to be aware of that as well. So let me turn this around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, it's an old trail. Give you a little view of what's around me here. And that's the higher ground I was talking about over there. There's a lot of pine, and there's a mountain laurel up there. And as you can see up ahead, it's a little thick. But we're going to work our way through here and see what we might be able to come across. Good thing about today is less people camping out here. A lot of them have gone back because today is Monday. There's still like a couple stragglers around here that probably have today off. Today is Easter Monday. So I've been down this trail before, but it's been a long time, so I don't know what we're going to find down here. So well, I am now well off the beaten path. I'm up here on the higher ground, and we're going to see what we got up here. I see a lot of natural fallen timber. And you'll see there's a lot of pine mixed in here. You got mountain laurel over here. We're going to head in and gradually work our way further in to the right over here. So. Alright, let's continue. Yeah, this is one thing I want to point out. You got a lot of big, heavy fallen timber down here. And one thing bears will do, they will use fallen timber for their den. They will use fallen timber to den under if it provides a cover. So, sometimes you got like the root balls. When a tree uproots like that, sometimes underneath the root ball, sometimes it provides a pocket. I have seen and found coyote scat and other animal scat inside root balls because it provides a cover. It provides a bedding area. So look, a lot of fallen timber around here. This is all natural. So anything that might provide a shelter or cover from the elements will be used by wildlife. And I do believe we have some form of track right here. Heel right here. And I see a couple partial toe indentions right here. Yeah, you got a big giant pile of stones right here. Big rocks, some boulders. Just piled up right here. You got this tree coming up right here. Now, you know, I used to find this odd. Well, keep in mind, we're in the national forest. These stones have been here for probably well over 100 years. And one thing about the national forest, usually you'll find these off the side of an old logging trail, which this almost appears to be, or might have been, a logging trail at some point in time. Because when this used to be part of a plantation, this property belonged to several people, pioneers and plantation owners used to own a lot of the national forest till the state bought it over. A lot of these stones were used normally around creek beds and in the river. But then again, not so sure. It is odd to find this in the middle of where I'm at. I'm pretty far in, and there's no creek or stream nearby. Makes you kind of wonder. Some people believe these were part of old Indian mounds or burials. You can believe whatever you want. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. But again, this is national forest, so keep that in mind. As you see, I'm pushing through all this mountain laurel, a lot of real thick mountain laurel. This is an old twist right here. Look at this. This was definitely broke down. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It grew like that. I mean, it healed and strengthened that way. So it's not rotten. Like you see, it's got all the green on it, but this has been broke for a long time. Mountain laurel, some strong stuff. It's a survivor because it stays here year round. But like I said, I'm pushing through all this thick mountain laurel. And again, this is not really safe because mountain laurel, anything could be bedded down in here. So I'm going to try to go to the clearest spots possible, because it looks like it's a lot thicker right through here if I go this way. And it looks like I'm going to go this way and try to work my way around. Somebody or something has been through here. Oh, hold on, my shirt is cut. There we go. This looks interesting right here. As you can see, it goes much further uphill. I bet if I ask you guys, should I go further up? You guys are probably gonna say, yeah, do it. See what's up there. I thought I heard something behind me. I just came from over that way. There's a lot of heavy fallen timber up here. I've been watching, being very careful, because I have seen some bear sign up through here. Bears could be anywhere. That looks like it's been dug out. What the heck might be living in there? Could that be a bear den? Could it be coyotes? Part of a root ball of a downed tree. I'm going to go approach it. I am armed. Proceed with caution. Yeah, that has been dug out. Let's hope nothing's in it. That definitely looks like it's been used by a bear. That's pretty well hauled out in there. Could be a bear, coyote. Nothing's in it right now. Unless it goes around over this side, but you can see all this loose, kicked out dirt. I say it might be just a hair small for a bear. Alright. I think I see a couple small little tracks. Definitely coyote or fox. But you can see how this is part of a down tree, and I was telling you how root balls could be used as shelter. And this is a good example. A lot of times there's a big pocket down below here where they'll use it to bed down, and in this case here, you got this has been hauled out. Let's move on. Here we have something interesting right here. The tree was bent over, and as you can see right there, the other tree was right inside that fork where it splits. We got that there that's bent over and pinned down on the bottom. The tip of that tree is pinned down at the top. Look at this. Right here, we got an X right in front of us. And I see something up ahead. This is exciting because what we're finding, all this right here that we just found right here, is in a pattern. With that, the X formation, now we got this right here. Look at this. All of this in a cluster. I love finding these right here. These are awesome. Just like all the structures and formations we've been finding, they've been in patterns. They've been in small clusters. We're in the right domain. This is territory. We're in their territory right here. What else is up ahead? See, when you find stuff like this, after today's hike, we weren't really finding much. We're going through a lot of thick debris up and down ridges and come down to the bottom behind another ridge, follow this creek, and you start finding the cool stuff. What else is up ahead? I do believe I found two tracks. One's very obvious. You can see the round, wide heel, the whole indent stepping across a little stream. You got a track right here, and look right up there. You see where there's another one right in there. That one there is a little hard to make out, but there is definitely a track there because I can see what appears to be toe impressions. This here looks like there was toes up here too. If I had to guess, these are only maybe a day old. No more than that. It's what I've been looking for. I've been following this creek bed. I've been watching every creek and stream I've come across. And that's the first set of decent tracks I've come across worth showing. Of course, you got a lot of rocks in here. It's not much soft soil. But We found tracks. Just below that, we found those structures right below. We're going to go up a little further, and then we're going to change directions. Because it looks like it gets real thick up ahead. But we're going to go check it out, though. Here we got another very, very fresh tree break. Before I zoom in on the break, take notice that there's nothing that landed on top of it to break it. And this is not an old rotted tree. Take note how fresh that is. Come around the backside. I'm 6 foot tall, so if I had to stand next to this, it would probably be easily double my height. So we're looking at around between 11, 12 feet high where the break is. No claw marks. Yeah, and the rest of our structures, formations that I filmed a little while ago, because I'm walking back down. I didn't see that there when I was passing through, but everything else was right there. And that there is right over here. So again, everything's all within a close perimeter. It's a cluster, a pattern. So right here, this small ridge right here, this is where I worked my way down and came up this way, and I came back down. So if we come across anything down here, it's going to be new. So we're going to work our way down, back down this way. I don't know what it looks like up ahead, but we're going to venture down that way. And of course, you know, if I see anything, you guys will see it too. So stay tuned. Yeah, I don't know if the camera's picking the audio up too well, but I can hear the river. The river's out that way. So if we continue on this way, we'll pick back up. We'll pick up the original logging trail that we started in on, which is way, way, way back there. Actually, the logging trail may not even, if I remember correctly, because I've been down that way a long time ago, it kind of comes to a dead stop. A lot of sandbar and marshy area. So we're going to check this area out here. You got some nice giant trees in the area. I love looking around these creek beds. I swear I love to try to find tracks, but if nothing's been through here recently, you're not going to really make nothing out, because I'm not seeing nothing over here. Not seeing nothing over there. Doesn't mean there isn't any. Depends on where wildlife is crossing, or Bigfoot, for all that matters. Now right here is a game trail right here. You see, yeah, there's been some activity here. And the deer, yep, nice fresh deer tracks right here. They come down to drink. Yep. Raccoon tracks. Oh yeah. See if we can get around this big log right here. I definitely want to examine this creek bed here. Yeah, right now I'm working my way back out the woods, and I'm on a trail, and I just stopped just to take a, you know, a quick breather and get me a drink of water. And something right over in this direction, I heard a sound like a crash and a thump. So I was actually sitting here listening, make sure I didn't hear any further movement. Because, you know, I might be headed in one direction, but you always got to watch your six, you know. Right over here, some you got a lot of mountain laurel, and then you got a combination of mountain laurel and rhododendrons and some thick pine right here. I mean, right here, just off the trail over here. I mean, all through here, it kind of looks like a jungle right here in this small patch of area, and you don't know what could be in there. But I got this fallen timber I got to work my way around, which is blocking the trail. So, whew. I still got a little ways to get out of here. So, all right. We'll see what happens here. I do want to make note of something. Besides hearing that thump and that small crash just behind me there off the trail, well, that's not the first time I heard something. I didn't want to say nothing before, but there's been 2 other occasions I would stop and I would hear something. Like something was maybe following me. There's a very good possibility that could be true. Now, don't get me wrong, bears have been known to follow people. Now, people report Bigfoot will follow you. I mean, I'm not going to deny that, because I do believe that they're very curious. They like to know, what are you doing in their area? So, but I just want to throw that out there, that I did feel like something was there on 2 other occasions earlier when I was further in. But so anyway, it's gotten quite warm out here. Found some really cool tracks really close to the structures and the formations along that little stream. So, hold on. Alright, I thought I heard something. So, but I'm going to jump off here, and if I don't see or hear anything from here till I get back to my vehicle, I'll jump back on here when I get back to camp after I freshen up. So we'll be back, guys. Yeah, today will be my last night here. You know, it's actually been very nice. It's actually has not been a disappointment being out here. And explored in 3 different locations. Yeah, 3 different locations, and I put some time in. And we got people riding by on bicycles. I don't know. I have a lot on my mind, but I don't know really where to go with it. But the 3 different locations I ventured into, one was directly behind camp. I went up, worked 2 different ridges that went quite a ways. One was higher than the other. Worked it all the way down, came back around, and the other one was I went up across from camp on the other side of the forest road, went in off of a trail, and worked up this old hollow that went up between a couple of ridges, and back up where I was hunting during the deer season back in November, and went further and beyond where I've gone, haven't, where I was last time. And I gotta say, I was actually impressed with what I found, what I came across and found. Came across a series of tracks, some impressions. Now, yes, some of them were bear tracks, but there are certain ones and obvious ones that I pointed out. The camera may not have been done justice. I know the camera does not always point out the details that you get to see in person. However, there were some squash tracks, some close to camp, and right around the camp area. Some weird things around here. The one spot I did point out, I hope the camera did pick up the details. It was right there at that one big tree where I cleared out back in November. Well, there was clearly a flat impression where there was toes. I'm convinced that was definitely a squatch track. That was not a bear track. And I tell you what, today's little adventure, the exploring that I did today, went through a lot of thick brush, but it wasn't until I came down off that ridge and worked up and down on that stream till I started seeing those structures and formations and a couple tracks crossing that little stream. That there was a little exciting. And as I noted before I came off the trail, how there was actually 3 different occasions where I thought something was nearby or walking, or perhaps I felt like I was followed. Right there, the last one was right there where I stopped and took that break before working around the fallen timber that was crossing the trail. But the other occasions were when I was up on the ridge before I dropped down to that stream. Because when I hear these movements, I stop. I stay still for a while. Now I listen and I look and observe the whole surrounding area the best I can. One, because you don't know if it's a bear. As I stated, bears do track people. Bears will follow people. You don't know if there's a bear around that might have cubs. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't know you're there. They smell. A bear can smell just like a bloodhound. A bear could smell for miles away. But if I was close enough with a mama bear and her cubs, there's a chance she could have charged me. And the thing is, I never knew she was there. I have to be about my wits. Anytime you're out deep in the woods in thick brush, that mountain laurel, I told you, it's a bedding area. It's an ambush area. You need to be on full alert when you're in these areas because you do not know what's in these areas. I don't know what bigfooting is to a lot of you guys, but it's not just, oh, I'm in the woods. You know, you got to consider the other known wildlife. There's a lot of other dangers, a lot of other predators. Cause, you know, you're not on the top of the food chain when you're in these woods. You got mountain lions, bobcats that could surprise you. You might come across an aggressive bear. You got wolves. Sasquatch should be your last worry. Seriously, it really should. Yeah, most of my field videos, as you saw, a lot of it's observations, a lot of it's exploring. I do try to point things out and explain things sometimes. So, I do want to thank you guys for watching this video of my Bigfoot exploration. And I do believe I was on the trail of Bigfoot. I found his territory. I found his tracks. He's out here. And I hope for those who do come out at the end of May, for the camping trip we have planned in May, hopefully we could come across something good. Hopefully I could show those who want to go on our little hike. Maybe I could educate some people on some wildlife, spread some awareness as I believe in doing. And for those who are not aware, June 26th and June 27th is the ECBRO, the annual Virginia Bigfoot Conference, happening at 691 Battlefield Road, Fort Defiance, Virginia, 24437. Again, 691 Battlefield Road, Fort Defiance, Virginia, 24437. And if you're coming from out of state and you need a place to stay, the Holiday Inn and Conference Center in Stanton, Virginia, right off of Interstate 81, is where our speakers will be booking their rooms at. It's about approximately 13 minutes from our venue. So I want to thank you guys very much, and if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask away, and I'll try my best to respond. And keep it squatchy, keep it real. I'm Daniel Benoit, your host and the founder of the ECBRO. Thank you. God bless.